Hello everyone, myself Ashish Desai, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Today we are going to discuss here the unit number 4, Fluid Dynamics. So in that content we are going to discuss notches and momentum equation with its numerical. So first of all we look at the notch. So notch is the device used for measuring the rate of flow of a liquid through a small channel. So it is also defined as opening in the tank or small channel in a such a way that the liquid surface in the tank or channel is below the top edge of the opening. So basically the notch is made up from metallic plate and it is used for measuring the rate of flow of liquid through a small channel or a tank. So there are types of notches available in this commercial area. There are several types. So first of all we're deciding the depending on the shapes. So here, first is the rectangular notch, second triangular notch, third one is a trapezoidal notch, and last one is a stepped notch. So first of all, we look at the rectangular notch. So how to find out the discharge with the help of rectangular notch? So first of all, we convey this rectangle notch. So considering this rectangular notch, so there are rectangular shape is we are providing over here on notch side, and here the water surface, so the water is going from this water channel, so this rectangular slot we provided over here. So this plate is made from metallic. Then this head is called as capital H, then small h. So here we consider here the small section is there, small strip is there, so small strip we can consider this here. So along this small strip, this height is from that side h, and this height is we calculate as a dh. So here we are considering the smallest strip first and apply the discharge over the flow over the strip, and again then we apply for the whole section. So for that purpose we require first the smallest elemental, finding the notches, that dh into this length, that is capital L. Okay, so first of all we go for that smallest strip, and then we go for the whole area. Okay, so capital H is the water height of water, capital L is length of the notch, and CD is the coefficient of discharge. First of all we know that the horizontal strip, which is that thickness, so actually here thickness is there dh, and depth, that is small h, is there from water level, and the length is L. Okay, this is shown in figure. Now, as we know that the CD is equal to actual discharge about theoretical discharge, but we have to estimate over here the smallest notch or the smallest strip. So for smallest strip, we can write as a CD is equal to dq actual upon dq theoretical, because smallest discharge flow through this smallest strip. Okay, so that's why I consider as a dq actual upon dq theoretical. So here I put the CD. What is the dq actual? So CD into dq theoretical. Only we are transfer on that side. Now, as we know that the dq theoretical, that means q is nothing but a into b. Okay, so dq means smallest, that elemental discharge. So we can write as a theoretical into v theoretical. Now, as we know that the a theoretical, that a theoretical means this is the length and the smallest dh, because we are finding for smallest strip. So dh, that is LDH, because length into width. So length is there L and width is dh. So I write as a area of strip is LDH. And now, as we know that V theoretical, so V theoretical is always remember that root 2 gh. So here smallest head is there, that because we are considering the smallest stream, so I consider small h. Now we put the value of LDH and root 2 gh over here. Now equation becomes for the discharge through strip is CD as it is area of theoretical. So area of theoretical we can write as a LD, area of strip into area of strip into theoretical velocity. Put the value CD as it is. A theoretical is nothing but LDH because area of strip is there, and theoretical velocity is root 2 gh. So this is about that smallest elemental discharge through a strip. Now we apply for whole area, that means we apply for the whole notch. So the total discharge we obtain by integrating the above equation. That means this equation we can integrate in and then we get the value of Q. Okay, so that limit between 0 to H. So here I write dq, that is 0 to Q, and 0 to H, CDL dH root 2 GH. Okay, so after that we can rearrange in the term. So dq, the integration of that Q, then CD and L is constant because CD and L is not changing, so I can keep as it is. Root 2g also not change, that's why I can take as it is outside of this. Then 0 to H, that small h is there, root small h means h raised to 1 by 2, and into this dh. Now we can write the same term over here. This is previous term, I can write QCDL root 2g 0 to h integration h1 by 1 by 2 dh. So this same equation is there. Now we can take integration of this. So h raised to half plus 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, this is integration. But CD is as it is, L is as it is, root 2gh as it is. So after keeping this h, what will happen? That capital H becomes, putting this h over here, and this 1 plus 3 by 2, here also 3 by 2. Now putting this 3 by 2 over here, and this 3 by 2 goes over that side, and 2 by 3. Okay, only this, that much change is there, 2 by 3 over here, and then as it is the terminology is there. So this is the final equation for rectangular notch. So this gives the discharge through theoretical, that is Q theoretical by rectangular notch, that is 2 by 3 CDL root 2g h raised to 3 by 2. This is the formula for a rectangular notch. Okay, and this expression is used for finding out the actual discharge through a rectangular notch. Now we go for the first problem over the rectangular notch. So first problem is find the discharge of water. So here discharge we are finding over here. So here not mentioned the which type of discharge. So if it is not mentioned discharge, the theoretical or actual, we consider as a actual discharge because it is not mentioned here. So directly you can consider actual discharge. So Q actually is unknown to you, and water is flowing through a rectangular notch of 2 meter length is there. So capital L is equal to, when the constant head is about 300 and take the CD is 0.60. So first of all we put up the given data. Length of notch is L is equal to 2.0. Head over the notch, that is H is equal to, capital H is equal to 300, and we convert this into 0.3. Then CD is equal to 0.6. Now we know that the discharge, that is Q is equal to 2 by 3 CDL root 2g h raised to 3 by 2. This is for rectangular notch. So this is finding out for actual discharge. So here also we require actual discharge. So Q is unknown. So put the value of 2 by 3 as it is 0.6 CD. L is unknown to you, that is 2 root 2 g, g is 9.1, capital H is 0.3. So after putting this value, that equation becomes like this: 2 by 3.62 root 2 9.81 h, there is 0.30 raised to 1 by 2. So this is 3 by 2 is the element, 1 by 2, 1.5. So after that we will get the value of Q is equal to 0.582 meter per second. So this is about actual discharge for the rectangular notch. Now similarly we go for the discharge over a triangular notch. So if you attach the triangular shape of this metallic plate, then we can call it as a triangular notch. The same term is there, but only difference is that cross sections areas, because so that here the triangle shape is there because that is called as triangular shape, or also we can call it as a V notch. So consider here also the horizontal strip. That horizontal strip, that means LM. Actually we are considering here LM is a, this is notch. Actually this that shaded part is there, so it called as a notch, and water is flowing through this this triangular shape, and from that end we have to find out with the help of this geometry that discharge we can find out this. Okay, so first of all we consider this LM is your strip, that is horizontal strip, and the thickness is about dh. So already mentioned that dh, and water surface is about the depth is small h. Okay, so this is regarding the figure. So if you divide this part, so that theta becomes divided by 2, that means half section we are divide this theta by 2, theta by 2. So this is apex of notch. Now I find out this L and O. Actually, we have to give the triangle name, that is LON, or you can say LOM. So LON, so LON, that becomes value theta by 2. So theta by 2. What is theta by 2? How it is calculated? This that side of ON, how to calculate ON? So that total head is H, okay, and from that small edges can remove, then we'll get the height of this, okay, that is ON. Yeah, how to calculate ON? Total edge is head is H, and from this N to this height we can remove this, so that's why becomes H, capital H minus this small h, okay. So this is regarding the ln. Now similarly we find out for the go for the CD. What is the CD actually? Actual discharge upon theoretical discharge. This so here we consider for smallest strip, that's why I can write as a dq actual upon dq theoretical. So I can again write that dq actual is equal to CD into dq theoretical. So instead of CD as it is dq theoretical, you can write a theoretical into v theoretical. So as you know that a theoretical is into area of strip and v theoretical means root 2 gh, right? So with that area of strip over here. So for triangular notch, width of strip. So here width of strip means, so this is total width is there, okay. So I can write lm is your width, okay. So lm is width and root dh, that is dh is your that strip thickness. So I can write thickness, and width is about, we can write as a width of strip is lm, okay. What is lm actually? Lm means 2 times ln, okay. So if you know the ln, we get the value of lm. Again I repeat, we are now that area of theoretical, none of this. That's why we go for area of strip is equal to width of strip into dh, because area means length into width. So width is lm and that length is about small dh, or can say thickness is there dh. So if you know that ln, if you know the ln, we get the value of lm. That's why I can write, because it is divided into two parts. This lm is divided by two parts. That's why I can write 2 ln. Now we know that tan theta by 2. So I can separate out this value, or can say figure theta by 2. That's that height is h by s, because this is a capital H and this is smallest h. So this thickness is becomes h by h. Okay. So after this height, now tan theta by 2 is nothing but tan theta by 2 means that opposite side to the adjacent side. So opposite side is ln and adjacent side is on. This LO is hypotenuse. So if you go for tan theta, we get the opposite side to the opposite side to the adjacent side. So ln upon on, ln upon on. So what is the value of on? On is nothing but capital H minus small h. We can put this here. Then ln means small that is capital H minus small h divided into tan theta by 2. So this is value of ln. So I can put ln over here. So that becomes value lm, and put this lm over here, that becomes area of strip. So area of strip is nothing but this value, that lm value we can put directly over here into this dh. This is area of strip, okay. Now as we know that the v theoretical, so here we a theoretical calculated, okay. Now we go for v theoretical. So as known that v theoretical means root 2 gh, okay. So after putting this two value, that is a theoretical and v theoretical, we get the actual discharge, okay. So this is a theoretical and v theoretical. Now go to relation. CD is coefficient of discharge. Area of strip, that is too small. Here we can write 2 into capital H minus small h tan theta by 2 into small dh into root 2 gh. So this value we can put up over here, and then we can find out the total discharge over this notch, because here we consider for strip. Now we go for the whole area, or can say whole volume. So that's why we can go to the limiting with 0 to h, that is with a dq, 0 to h with integrating with cd into 2h minus h tan theta by 2 into root 2 gh dh. So instead of dq, we can write as a q, Then so this CD is constant, right? 2 is also constant, tan theta is also constant, root 2g is constant. Okay, so remaining is capital H minus H in the bracket root H, only root H is remain into dH. So I can write again this relation, same relation we are simplifying. So root 2 into CD into root 2g tan theta by 2 0 to h small capital H minus small h into root h into dh. So this root h I can write h raised to half and multiply with this bracket. Okay, after multiplying this we will get like this value, because 1 plus h raised to half means h raised to 3 by 2. Only multiplying with this, so we are writing a square bracket. Now we integrating with on that side, so that h is equal to h as it is, small h is there, so h raised to plus 1 means 3 by 2 3 by 2, h raised to 3 by 2 plus 1 means h raised to 5 by 2 5 by 2. So after integrating this value, after putting this instead of small h we can put the capital H over here. So after putting this value of small h, that is as a capital H, and get the value is like this. So after solution we get the like this, and after that we can simplify. uh, then 5 into this 3, 5 into this into 15, 5 into 10, and 3 into 6, so that becomes 4. So this 4 into 8, sorry, 4 into 2 means 8, 8 by 15, so that becomes 8 by 15 CD root 2g tan theta by 2 as it is, and h is to 5 by 2. So this is the final relation for the triangular notch. So this relation will give the value of actual discharge, okay, with this coefficient of discharge. Now this expression is used for measuring the actual discharge through a triangular notch. So based on that we have to discuss the problem number 2. Find the discharge over a triangular notch of angle 60 degree. So here angle is given to you, that is 60 degree, and the head over the triangular notch is 0.2 meter. So capital H is 0.2, CD is 0.6. So given data is angle of notch 60, capital H is 0.2, CD is 0.6. Now we know that relation, that is 8 by 15 CD root 2g tan theta by 2 h raised to 5 by 2. So first of all we know that CD is unknown to you, theta is known to you, and h is also known to you. After putting this value we will get the relation, and then we have to find, after that calculating this value we get the q value, that is 0.01462 meter cube per second. So this is the discharge found out from the triangular notch. Only here we require that angle of notch and head, and CD is that constant value. So only two terms is required for the triangular notch. So that is your beneficiary point. But in case of a rectangle notch, we require height also and length also. So there are two parameters required. But in case of a rectangle notch, only we require the angle. So first of all, we discuss next point is discussing here advantages of triangular and rectangular notch. So a triangular notch which claims, or can say advantages over rectangular notch, is it is right angled. So the expression for the computation of discharge is very simple. For low discharge, triangular notch gives more results, accurate results. In a triangular notch, only one reading is required, that means H, and ventilation of triangular notch is not necessary. And the next advantage is, for that same triangular notch can measure a wide range of fluid accurately. So this is the advantageous point of triangular notch over the rectangular notch. Now we move for the next equation, that is impulse momentum equation. So in previous case we are discussed regarding the notches, triangular notch and rectangular notch. So in that point we discussed the impulse momentum equation. So this is based on law of conservation of momentum, which is stated that the net of force, so that net force is acting, which is equal to change of momentum flow per unit time in that directions. So this is nothing but Newton's second law of motion. That means F is equal to ma. M is nothing but mass, a means acceleration, and F is force. Now you know that acceleration means change in velocity to the time. That means velocity with respect to time. That is nothing but acceleration. So I can write small a, that is acceleration. So instead of this small a, you can write as a dv by dt. So after that we can put the value over here. So m dv by dt, and then m is at the bracketed side. So mv we can write like this. So here the statement is like that. What is that? Change in momentum with respect to time. Okay, change in momentum. This equation is called as momentum equation. So we can write as a f dt into dmv. That means the impulse of force f acting in a short interval of time. So this relation is nothing but your statement of momentum equation. F dt means the net force is acting on a fluid mass in a short interval time, which is equal to change of momentum in a direction of force. So that is called as an impulse momentum equation. So this equation is depend on this force is equal to ma. Only we put the value of area here, that is a. Sorry, a is nothing but acceleration, change in velocity to the time. After putting this, we can solve it, and that dt we can transfer over here. That equation becomes f dt is equal to dmv. So again we can write it is called as an impulse momentum equation. So what statement is like this: the impulse force acting on a fluid mass in a short period of time, which is equal to a change of momentum in direction of force. Now we'll discuss this change of momentum in a bending pipe. So whenever the cross-section area changes, or you can say change in the momentum, that causes impulse momentum equation. So here this is the pipe, and here considering the point number 1 and point number 2. So here the flow is going from this side to upper side. So this is we have to use the impulse momentum equation is to find out the resultant forces acting on this flowing fluid. So here P1A1, that is pressure, and area, that is nothing but pressure side. So here considering the one section and two section as shown in figure, one section, two section, V1 is the velocity, then P1 is the pressure at cross section 1, A1 is the area of cross section at section 1, V2, P2, A2 is the corresponding value of velocity, pressure and area at section 2, and then force exerted by bend Fx and Fy, Fx and Fx over here, Fx and Fy, which is opposite in the directions. Okay. Now we have found out the Fx and Fy, force exerted by flowing fluid in a bent pipe, which is in x and y direction respectively. So this is Fx and Fy, Fx and Fy. Fx is in a along horizontal direction and Fy is perpendicular of that. So as you know that the F is equal to ma, as we can say that net force acting on the fluid, that is F, is equal to rate of change of momentum, that is ma. So this relation we write it in the format of wording format. Now the net force, so here we are resolving the forces. So for net force acting on the fluid in the direction of x, so P1A1, that is the pressure force. So P1A1 is in that pressure force, we can write as it is over here, minus, so this force minus is there on that P2A2. So this P2A2 is divided into two cross sections, means what, divided into two components. That means P2A2 cos of theta, because we are calculating for horizontal forces. So P2A2 cos theta is there, but this force is in opposite manner. So that's why I can write minus P2A2 cos of theta, minus Fx. Minus Fx, why it is minus Fx? Because that whenever the changing momentum is there, so here the Fx we can take as a minus Fx. So I can take minus Fx is equal to a rate of change of momentum, means m into a, that means mass per second into change of velocity. Okay, So this is nothing but change of momentum. So what is how to find out mass per second? So this is mass per second. How to find out first? Mass per second means mass upon time. So mass upon time means as we know that in terms of density, I can write density into volume. Okay, because density is equal to velocity. Mass upon volume is there. Density is equal to mass upon volume. That means mass is equal to density upon volume. So here instead of mass I can write density into volume, time as it is. So I can write as a rho, and volume upon time is q, rho q. So mass per second. So instead of mass per second I can write as a rho q. So I can put rho q as it is, and change of velocity means final velocity and minus initial velocity. So final velocity is maximum, initial velocity is minimum. So that's why I can write final velocity minus initial velocity. Now we can write rho q as it is final velocity. So here the velocity has, there are also two components, v2 cos theta and v1 sin, v2 sin theta, because in horizontal manner there is initial velocity is v1, but not a component velocity is available over here. So here final velocity is v2 cos theta, because we calculating for horizontal surface. So horizontal surface is v2 cos theta minus initial velocity is v1. So that's why v1 as it is. So after that we solving this equation, or can say as it is, we can write here p1 a1 minus p2 a2 cos theta minus fx, and this final equation rho q v2 cos theta minus v1. So this is for force fx. Okay, so after the simplifying this term and fx we can take as it is. So this is the relation for fx. So I write as fx is equal to that rho q. So after simplification, rho q v1 minus v2 cos theta plus p1 a1 minus p2 a2 cos of theta. This is for fx. Now we go for the component in a y directions. So here in a first section, in a component in y direction is 0. That's why similarly for momentum 0. Okay, for section 1. Then we go for section 2. At that point there are upper component is present. That means it is divided into two component, because this force is divided component because of pipe in bend. So p2 v2 p2 a2 sin theta, instead of p2 a2 cos theta theta we can write p2 a2 sin theta. p1 a1 is only on a horizontal side, not a vertical side. That's why you can type 0. Minus fx is there, so here minus fy. Bend is there, that's why I can write minus. Here also write minus. Into is equal to mass per second. Mass per second means rho q, and change of velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. So final velocity for vertical component, so vertical component is v2 sin theta, v2 sin theta, but horizontal component uh, is only present, vertical component is 0. So I can write vertical component initial velocity 0. So after solving this we get the value of fy. So from that equation we get the value of fx and fy. So from this fx and fy we calculate from the resultant that square root of fx square plus fy square, and for resultant uh, force, which is angle made by this, or can say magnitude, calculated by tan theta is equal to f by divided by fx, fy upon fx. So this formula we can write as in this force formula based on force exerted. So fx is like this, fy, then next fr is the square root of fx square plus fy square, then tan theta is equal to fy by fx. So this is the formula which is based on the that impulse momentum equations. So here we calculate the fx fy easily, and then after that we calculate the resultant force. Also we can calculate the magnitude with the help of this tan theta is equal to f by x. So first of all we look at this problem. So problem is like that, a 45-degree reducing bend. So this is bend is there. So bend means you have to lose the momentum. So with the help of momentum equation we have to find out the fx fy and all these things. Okay, so here we require this 45-degree reducing the bend is connected in a pipeline, and diameters at the inlet and outlet of the bend being a 600 mm and 300 mm respectively. So inlet diameter is 600 and outlet diameter is 300. Find the force exerted by water on the bend. So here fx and fy is unknown. If the pressure at inlet side of the bend is 8.829 Newton per centimeter square, and the rate of flow water is 600 liter per second. So here only we have to calculate here fx and fy. So first of all we go for given data. Angle is theta, that is 45-degree. Then diameter of inlet, that is d1, that is 600, that's why I can convert it to 0.6. Then we calculate that similarly area, that is capital A1, that is 0.28287. Then as we know that the diameter D2, that is 300 mm. So convert this into meter, 0.3 meter, and find out the area, that is pi of 4 d square. That's why we get the value of 0.07068 meter square. Then pressure at inlet is unknown to you, that is 8.8 to 9.9 centimeter square. So convert in meter, that is meter square, Newton per meter square. That's why 10 raised to 4 we can multiply this. Okay. Then the rate of flow, that is Q, is known to you, that is 600 liter per second. We can divide by 1000, that we get the value of 0.6 meter cube per second. So this is the given data. So as you know that Fx and Fy value. What is Fx value actually? Sorry. So Fx is rho q v1 minus v2 cos theta plus p1 a1 minus p2 a2 cos of theta. So similarly Fy is also there. So first of all, there are number of terms there. So first of all, we go for applying Bernoulli's equation for section 1 and 2, because we are calculating with the v1 and v2, because v1 and v2 is unknown to you. That's why we go for applying Bernoulli's theorem for section 1 and 2. So before that, we go to v1 is equal to q1 q by a1. Q means discharge, a1 means capital area. So from that we calculate the v1. Similarly go for v2. So v2 is nothing but q upon a2, that is 0.6 divided by 0.07068 is equal to 8 by 8.488 meter per second. So after putting the v1 and v2 and the z1 z2 value, we get the value of p1 and p2. Okay, so p1 is known to you, v1 v2 also known to you. Now we calculate the z1 z2 is same because pipe is horizontal based on that, so 0 that cancelled out. And after putting this value of this p1 v1 v2, we get the value of p2. So after putting this value, p2 will get this rho to g, transfer over there, put the value of rho and g. Rho is 1000, g is 9.1 because pipe carrying water. So that's why we can write a 1000 instead of a rho. And P2 is equal to 5.45 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. So after finding out the P1, P2, V1, V2, that V1, V2 and A1, A2, we know that relation, that is Fx, right? After that, putting the value of rho, that is 1000, Q is 0.6 already known to you, that is V1 is also known to you, that is 2.12 minus V2 is known to you, 8.488 cos 40 by theta is value of 45, plus P1 is already calculated, that is 8.829 10 raised to 4 into A1. So capital A1 is 0.2827 minus 0.145 10 raised to 4 into 0.70468 into cos 45 degree. So after putting this value of Fx, we get the value of Fx in terms of Newton. Similarly for Fy, so Fy is also we calculate from this formula rho q minus v2 sin theta minus p2 a2 sin theta. So after putting this value, that is instead of rho we can take a 1000 because water is carrying water, pipe is carrying water. Then next that q is 0.6 minus as it is v2 sin theta, that is v2 is about already known to, that is minus 8.488 sin 45 minus p2 is minus 0.545 into 10 raised to 4. A2 is nothing but 0.07068 into 10 raised to sin 45. So get the value of Fy. So this is the value of Fx and Fy. The negative sign indicates the Fy is acting in a downward directions. If you calculate the resultant force, then you can put the value of Fx and Fy, that is square root of Fx square plus Fy square, Fy square, that we get the value of resultant velocity, or sorry, resultant force, that is Fr is nothing but 20890.9 Newton. So in this problem, we know that P1, Q and A1, A2 from V1, A2, but calculation for P2 purpose, we go for Bernoulli's equation. After that, we find out P2, and then we finally goes to the finding of the forces on bend, that is X and Y direction, that is Fx and Fy. So this is the methodology for solution method. For angle purpose, we go for tan theta is equal to Fy by Fx, so that theta is equal to 70 degree into 36. Okay, So this is about the main problem. Here we already calculate this method. So here we calculate the fx/fy. Magnitude also we calculate by tan theta by 2. So this is the methodology we are used over here. So in that session we have discussed already the notches and the impulse momentum equation. So in the impulse momentum equation we apply for that pipe, bending pipe, and here we calculate the fx/fy and resultant force. So this is about chapter number 4, that is fluid dynamics. So in the next lecture we will discuss regarding the next chapter, that is fluid. Next chapter, that is chapter number 5. This is regarding the parallel plate and circular pipes, flow pipes. Thank you.